Over the past several falls, I've gone out of state to bow hunt whitetails with my brother and two good buddies. Every year I think, this could be it, the year of the big one. Little did I know, the sunrise of good possibilities was blinding me to the storm of reality that loomed behind. This is the story of that storm, and I never saw it coming. The first day of the hunt, Steve and I check out a few public hunting areas. Pretty quickly, we find bucks chasing does in good-looking habitat.
Overlooked area.
Overlooked. Yeah, let's go look at it.
Everything seems to be going our way until I tell Steve about a shortcut.
We're stuck. Nasty gumbo. Let's see if we can get out of here. We're just gonna try and back up down this ditch. It's nasty.
Still hunting, eh?
Yeah.
Later in the day, we find some sign on a parcel and decide to split up to hunt it. I set up along a creek trail crossing, as Steve hunts the fresh sign that we had just found. He ends up seeing a few does and a pretty decent buck out in the cut corn, but they're all on private. The next day, the wind is supposed to shift to the northwest, giving us a chance to set up closer to where Steve saw the deer.
Bunch of rain is pushing in. Supposed to rain to the middle of the day. We're gonna leave our gear in the trees, climb down, just gonna wait it out at the truck. It's 3:30. Steve and I are back at it. It rained like crazy. Glad we got down. We would have been soaked. I think it's let up for the evening for the most part. At least we got a pretty good wall. So we'll foot the deer bow.
It ends up being a good sit. There seems to be a lot of deer on private next to public, but Steve and I think we can do better elsewhere. With a large part of Kansas to hunt, we gamble on tomorrow's plan and head in blind to new country.
It's November 5th, third day in Kansas. New property this morning. Haven't been here before. It looks really good on the map. Got several big blocks of timber And this parcel has the connecting timber in between them. There's acorns on the ground. Should be good hunting. Didn't see a ton of deer sign on the way in. We got all day to figure it out. I'm kind of out on the edge of this big pasture. I don't expect the deer to be coming from that way, but you never know. We'll see what happens. There's turkeys close. Hopefully that means a deer or two.
An hour into the hunt, a small buck cuts the corner of the pasture in front of me. One of the downsides to self-filming is it adds several steps to your setup process. Because of that, I miss my opportunity to range him until he is 40 yards to my right at the tree line. I also forget to turn on my GoPro. Then, as they often do, a bigger buck walks the same path as the little one. I instantly feel like the shot is non-lethal. The buck runs out and stops. I go to grab another arrow and get a yardage to the spot he is standing, but my time runs out. He turns and walks off into the timber.
All right. Not sure if I'm done feeling sorry for myself yet, but that sucked. I could list off 10 different things that went wrong there. All involves me. He was about 20 yards. And I don't know why I didn't think to range this little rock out here. But I was just thinking it's open. He's got to be farther than 20, so I just held high. But it wasn't even that much of a thought process. I kind of just was doing it, not in control. So when the shot went off, it hit him really high, backstrap. He seemed fine when he was walking and standing there. I'll get down and look for blood in a little bit. Try and look at the arrow, see what it looks like, but I don't think it's good. I think he's probably fine. This is impact right here. Barrel's right over there. Hardly any blood on it. Yep, meat. Nothing but meat. Yards. I'm so surprised that went so high. .48. 3 hours to the end of legal. Let's see what happens. I would have totally hunted in a different spot, but I don't want to burn out the rest of the area. I kind of had my chance this morning. So I need to just come back here and sit wherever I got it scented up. Let Steve have the better spots. You never know if this is where they want to come through. Maybe they will still, even with my scent all down through here. We'll see what happens. About 45 minutes left. Wind's calmed down to about nothing. So it should be dropping into this ravine behind me. The sun is finally setting behind the trees too, so it's not blinding the crap out of me. And we've been wishing for sun for 3 days. Now I get it, and I'm like wishing it would go away. Feels like it should be a good last 45 minutes. The doe's already moved out. So maybe now it's time for a buck to work this way. We'll see.
Where?
Up from the bottom. Behind her was this huge buck. I ranged the doe 20 yards. He came to the same gap. I let it fly, but it must be like liver, because he got real sick. Stopped, couldn't keep going. I flung another one at him just to try to hit him in the ass, but missed. And he just slowly walked away like he was super hurt. Alright, I just watched the shot. And it was low. Bottom third of him. And maybe a little back, like liver, back of the lungs. Not guts. And then the hot doe he was with just came out with the little buck chasing her. But he's nowhere to be seen. And isn't very far to the parcel over here that is private. Be nice if he just died right here on this piece. I didn't have to go chasing him all over. He should be dead, but I just don't want to rush it. I do not want to bump this deer. God, I need this so bad.
I get out of the tree without bumping any deer and plan to come back in the morning to search. Back at camp, my brother has a good one hanging.
Oh, bitch. That's what they look like. We're right, he had a little something there.
Yeah, he did. Shoo-wee.
Relive the day, tell some stories, and think about what tomorrow might hold.
I was trying to get him to stop. I was like, hey! And then he got through my shooting lane. He stopped. He's looking around. But yeah, he was looking for that doe and he didn't give a shit about anything.
We're walking in here. Coyotes are lighting up. There's one up on the hillside here. Kind of think they might have found that buck. Damn. So I just spotted the first buck I shot. He's out here with another buck. Or doe. Was there a doe? I can't tell. There's gotta be a doe there. He's alive and well, so that's off my conscience. He was backing behind these big oak trees.
The blood trail dries up where the buck went out of sight. I call a dog tracker, and he advises us to back out immediately. He wants to give the deer at least 24 hours before tracking. We head back to camp, and we wait for the call.
Well, I'm bummed.
You went this way?
Yep.
Dog couldn't pick up the track last night. Grid searched the little piece of woods there. Couldn't find him, so he wasn't laying there dead or eaten. Tracker was pretty confident that dog would have smelled him, even if he was eaten up by coyotes, so he's not in that little area. There's one more spot that we can check. I'm gonna check today. It's where all those coyotes were the morning we went in. We heard them firing up on that ridge. That is where the buck came from, so there's a chance he went back that way. I don't know. I'm not getting my hopes up at this point. Sucks. Not cool when you wound one. Feels bad. Makes you want to quit. I'm not sure if that's what I'll do or not, but sharpening up my broadheads now. Really thinking I should go back to an expandable. If you're gonna hit them back like that, it's nice to have a little more cutting edge than what I got. I don't know what I'll do. It sucks. Hopefully I still find him, but you know, meat's gone at this point. Is what it is. Bow hunting.
My brother and I spend most of the day looking. We grid where we can and glass across fence lines where we can't. My arrow sealed the buck's fate. But that isn't a story I'll be able to tell. With 2 days left to hunt, Darren, Steve, and I decide to get aggressive. The plan is to do some rattling setups as a group. My confidence is shot, so I grab the antlers and camera.
We're gonna set up here and do a couple rattling sets. Try to just bounce around today. There's lots of hunters out. Weather's good. Maybe we'll get one in close. Alright, so Steve's right here at the corner. Darren's going around the other side. We're just at the top of this piece. There's some thick cedars. We're just gonna rattle up here. We know the deer come up this way, across the road. So maybe if one's down here, they'll come running up. If it doesn't work, we're gonna go to the back. Try that. We just had a buck come through here, the other side. I couldn't see it till it was down by that tree line. Well, it was a pretty good one. He might have got our wind because it's kind of pushing that way. We were hoping they would come up, but he come across. We know he's in here though. He's down in that bottom someplace, so we might have a play. Alright, we're gonna loop way around. Try to get the wind right on this piece. There's some thick cover in the southeast corner of it. We got an east-northeast wind today. There's some pretty good topography in here, so we should be able to sneak around without that specific buck seeing us. But there could be others in draws that we don't know about, so just have to go slow.
He came right across right here.
Man,
He must have
been over there
And he was looking, like he was kind of pretty much constantly looking that way.
towards where I was rattling.
Yeah, like he never looked this way. He was looking either straight or that way.
We tied these rattling antlers together with the dog leash in the truck. Gotta improvise sometimes. What? We're gonna sit in this little V shape of cover. One of the guys is gonna go right. One of the guys is gonna go left. I'm gonna be at the bottom. We got this pond behind us, which should help keep those bucks from going downwind. Just over the hill is where we saw that deer. We're hoping we can draw them up over that hill, and maybe they'll be close enough at the heads of this cover. There's definitely a deer sign in here. We passed a rub. We're on some decent trails. There's deer poop. And we've seen 2 in here already. It's pretty good. It doesn't look like much on the map, but that's what you want. do another rattle set. I only got one buck on video, but there was like 5 of them around us. The other guy saw them coming from both directions. The biggest one came in front of me, so it was a pretty good set. But I think if we go up and over, we'll get a chance at that first buck we saw. He was the best one of the day so far. So we'll see what happens. Looks good up here. All right, I think we're set up. We got this pond in front of me that they're gonna have to go around. Wind's in my face. We just come from this way. Steve's on my right. He should be able to shoot the downwind side in case they try to circle. Darren is out on the end of this pond in case they go wide into this thick stuff. If they come from my left here, hopefully Steve doesn't shoot me. I'm just in this brush, so I'll have a shot down this edge. Hopefully it works. This is the way that bigger buck this morning went. We'll see. What the hell? What the hell? I would have had it on camera. Yeah, noon. We're gonna head out of this piece. Pretty damn good. We rattled in 7 bucks in a couple hours. 3 sits. Every time we set up, we got one coming in. Fortunately, that one was just a little small, but Steve could have shot him several times. And I had great footage of him. It would have been awesome if he was a big buck, but wasn't meant to be. Just a little one. Cool experience, though. We're gonna get out of here.
The rest of the afternoon, the 3 of us bounce around from public to public, trying more setups. Looking at our maps, we pick out spots that give us a surprise factor. We need topography that lets us sneak to the downwind side of cover. The final touch is some kind of barrier at our backs that will encourage the bucks to come into range as they try to get the wind advantage. It's a good plan, but we can't replicate the morning's success. With tomorrow being the last day to hunt, we decide to drive around for the evening to gain as much intel as possible. And it's obvious, the Kansas rut is in full swing.
Is that the one we rattled in?
Maybe the first one.
I mean,
Yeah.
said he had a broken brown, eh?
Oh, yeah.
Bed down. Laid down.
Well, we can hunt right at the top of the hill.
Seen that?
Can't even see him. I can see it back there.
44 yards.
Well, what's the play?
No.
You know?
Get her to go that way.
Yeah.
Take him that way, please. Hey, 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 hey.
All right. Oh, there she was.
Yeah, he's going the right way.
No, no, no.
No way.
Got it.
Yeah, looks like him.
Looks like him.
With all the action, I thought how dumb I would feel if a big one fell into my lap and I didn't have my bow. Against my better judgment, I decide to take it, just in case. I tell myself I'm only going to shoot if the buck gets really close and no one else has a shot. Well, what I didn't think about is how dumb I might feel if I did have my bow.
Midday, and we lost their cloud cover. Just a bummer. So I don't think the deer are going to be up and moving quite like they were before. They like it when that sun is covered up and it's a little cooler. They stay a little more comfortable, I suppose. It could still happen. You know, you get one in the right mood, in the right place. He hears that rattling, he could come in. I just think it's a little bit lower odds right now. This wind, we're probably better off just to get in the cover and try to mix it up with them. Try to sneak in on them. Just be aggressive on the last day. Really, Mr. Ed? Alright, we gotta set up and rattle. Me and Mr. Ed are gonna hang out on the north end, while the other guys go down along this edge. And hopefully the deer will come out of this thick stuff. This is kind of the kill spot because it's on the north side, the downwind side. Hopefully I can take the pressure. Looks like Ed left me. He's not gonna stick around. They're starting to move. I just had a doe to my east. She was starting to feed down here before I could get the camera on her. Mr. Ed went running around that hillside. Caught her attention, then she spooked. Went back into the brush. She should be back, though. So this random horse that we call Ed on this public ground just chased the deer away on purpose. Literally saw the deer come running over to him, and then they ran away. And now is right here at the corner where the deer are coming up. Thanks a lot, Ed.
"30 minutes before dark, Steve rattles. The sound gets Mr. Ed's attention, and he trots off towards it. When I look back toward the fence line, standing there, like a demon from my past, is a buck, obviously intent on committing to the rattle. It's happening again. What do you even say in a moment like that? I text my buddies. Bow made a weird sound when it went off. The arrow went way higher than where I was aiming. Missed the buck. After the storm of reality passes, you can finally look up and count yourself as lucky or unlucky. I had the opportunities, so that leaves me staring in the face of my own failures. Know your yardage. Stop the buck. Test your equipment. When you come to that realization, there are only two paths forward. Quit or solve the problem. My bow hunting journey isn't over. It isn't even an option, to be honest. I haven't come this far just to set it all aside. It's time to double down and improve my process. It's time to make my own luck.